Mother what he needed because he's autistic. He does not know how to do that, and the grandma had no way of relating to the child. So she ties him and she leaves him there on a daily basis to the foot of this table, and that's where he stays for the whole day.
Let my love open the door. Let my love open the door. Let my love open the door. Think you can sing that, Brandon?
What the therapy does for them is it makes them aware of their surroundings and the people that are in the room, each other, both adults and other children in the group. What you often find with children is when they leave here, they retreat back into their world. Our plan, our master plan with music therapy is having them have a glimpse of the world and connecting to the world.
When we saw him playing the piano so well, we understood that he has a talent for it. And we made a decision that he needs a real big piano. And we decided to go to Times Square so that he can choose his own instrument. We went to a couple of stores. We were roaming from this to that. And he sat down in front of a big electric piano. I think he made his choice then.
Actually, I was working with a youngster who was having a behavioral situation and was tantruming. And I began to sing the Eensy Beensy Spider, and I used my hand motions. And she stopped. She looked, and what she did was she started moving her hands. It interrupted the tantrum. She started moving her hands, and then she started to count.
The weensy weensy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. The weensy weensy spider went up the spout again.
A lot of the children with autism are very anxious around many different things and we're not sure. And I think the music, the soothing piece of the music, makes them more receptive to things also.
One day we were in Times Square. We were walking through the crowds. Me and Fahim were ahead, and Tamsi, then Isma, they were following us. Suddenly, I look around to see Tamsi, then Isma, but they were gone.
I was holding Tamsi's hand when I realized that he wasn't holding back. I looked beside me and he was gone. I saw my dad in front of me.
I backtracked the way we came, but I couldn't find him anymore.
I ran in front to see if he's there. He wasn't there. I turned back to meet the family. If they found him, they couldn't find him either.
She came back to me, crying. No one could find him anywhere.
Suddenly I heard music. I remembered while we were coming here, there was a band. And Tamzid loves music. Maybe he's there. When I reached there, I see Tamzid standing there, all by himself, amazed.
The high
functioning group children. They are showing some social interaction. They like to play with other children. We were just teaching them how to do that more appropriately. We also teach high functioning group how to write, how to read, and also how to engage in group activities.
Yeah, I'm more.
Nice. Andrew, here you go. Take a selfie.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Good. So Achu, what letter does Achu begin with?
A.
A. Find the match. Good.
CUSIC is a very data-driven program, and we take a lot of data on child behavior as well as children's progress. This is their data book, and every child has data book according to their IEP goals, individualized goals. A lot of data is taken, and the way we see if there is progress is by these graphs that we take every day. So this book is being graphed every single day, and it tells us if there's an upward graph, then we know that the child is progressing. If there's a downward graph, then we know that the child is not progressing and we need to fix something, or we need to change the way we teach it. But usually we want to see an upward graph to show us that the children are learning.
Another aspect of autism is that, again, because of this confusion, they can very quickly become overwhelmed about the lack of predictability of a particular situation. They're not very good with surprises. They are very rigid and inflexible. They want things done a certain way. Once they learn something a certain way, it has to be done that way. They don't generalize that skill to other situations. New things scare them.
It was very difficult for the Rola to leave Tamzid alone. Tamzid wouldn't go to anybody else, not even me. Sometimes if Rola wanted to go to the bathroom, it would be difficult to leave Tamzid to anybody else.
তোমায় গান শোনাবো, তাই তো আমায় জাগিয়ে রাখো, ওগো ঘুম ভাঙানিয়া, তোমায় গান শোনাবো। চাও মুখ দিয়ে তাই তো ডাকো, বুকে চাও মুখ দিয়ে তাই তো ডাকো, ওগো দুঃখ জাগানিয়া, তোমায় গান শোনাবো, ওগো দুঃখ জাগানিয়া, তোমায় গান শোনাবো। এলো আধার ঘিরে, পাখি এলো নিড়ে, তরি এলো তীরে, মাঝে মাঝে কান্না ধারা দুলা
You know, we walk around and we say this is normal and that's normal, and society is labeling everything that we're supposed to be in a normal world. What is normal? An autistic child is a child. They're human beings and they live on this earth, and they deserve for us to treat them with just as much respect as we would treat ourselves. So you have different ranges of success. I have one autistic child who can tell you every element on the periodic table. It's starting from, like, he can categorize the inner gases. Half of them I don't even know. And he tells me this stuff. This is fun. It's humorous. It makes me laugh. And it makes me laugh, and it makes me think back, my God, they're so much smarter than I am. And guess what? I learned something from that child.
What we know is that sometimes these children can process certain kinds of information better than anyone we know. In fact, some children with autism are considered geniuses because they can take certain kinds of information, process it faster and better than anyone.
We had a client that would come to see us on Saturdays who was impaired socially, to say the least, but he had a pretty special gift. He was pitch perfect. And Brian, which was his name, would come and we'd play a song for him on the radio or a CD, and Brian would sit down at the piano and play the song perfectly after hearing it just one time. And I think that, you know, there are several cases of children with autism that are musical savants like that.
Tamzid is so good with piano that if somebody hears him from outside, without seeing him playing the piano, he won't believe it that Tamzid never had a lesson on piano.